Coming to you live from $1 Million Studios, your boys, Chris Speezak,
a.k.a. White is Right,
and the benchmark of professional wrestling, Mr. Silky Baines.
Mr. Black Don't Crack.
Speez and the Benchmark Show on a Wednesday night, April 17th, 2019. We thank you so much for being with us here on Twitch. Welcome to all of you. We hope you will follow us here on Twitch and consider becoming a subscriber. All the information is scrolling down below there. Certainly helps us out. We always appreciate that. And you can also keep those bits coming or drop us a tip at the tip jar, tinyurl.com/SB tip jar, because as Silky likes to say,
these bills need to get paid.
Indeed they do. And of course, the phone lines are open if you want to get in on the conversation this evening. 832-937-4559 is the number if you want to give us a call.
That's 832-93-SILKY!
832-93-SILKY. We're going to talk the remainder of the Superstar Shakeup and what happened last night on SmackDown Live. And we are also going to talk a bit about what the hell's going on with Bayley and her negative reaction that she got yesterday at SmackDown Live. That was I guess folks are buying into the hype as far as them throwing a temper tantrum, them being her and Sasha Banks about losing the tag titles. And of course, as we always do on Wednesday, we will unveil this week's Benchmark Power Rankings, Silky's top 5 wrestlers of the week.
Should I give the disclaimer now or wait till the Power Rankings to give the disclaimer?
What disclaimer is that?
Oh,
I guess you can give it now because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Here comes the money. Oh, yeah. Hey, look at that. The shit's working.
All right.
Some guy figured it out, so that's a good thing. Thank you very much, Sasha McIntyre, who's also hosting us. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah, the disclaimer on this week's Power Rankings is not as much. Some of these people may not have had a big week, but I'm doing a Superstar Shakeup Power Ranking, so they're on the list because I really think that they're going to thrive in their new environment.
So you're hedging your bets already in case the Power Rankings suck and get a negative reaction.
The Power Rankings are fucking awesome.
So you're just going to say right now that just so you know, in case you don't like them, here's what I was thinking.
Well, no, just because some of them. You text me about one of the ones on the list.
I did.
And this is why they're on the list. But once I make that disclaimer, you can't argue them being on the list. Now, can you?
Well, you can.
No, you can't.
I can.
Well,
because that's
you
what
don't
I
know
do.
Shit.
Juanito, I love that. Now, see, that's another thing for those of you who are not subscribers to the program yet. And thank you, Lit Mantis, for the bits. We appreciate that. Shout out to Lit Mantis. Oh, it was from the Dr. Huge Show. There you go. See, all the shit's working, Silky. How you like that? How you like them apples? You know what it was? I went back to the very first problem that we had at the very beginning and re-examined that and was like, oh, let me try this and see if this works. So hopefully it'll work. And look what's happening. The bits are coming like crazy. It's insanity over here. What's up, Bobaruski?
What's up?
Glad to have you with us, sir.
What's happening?
And welcome to all you guys joining us here on the program. And like I said, if you are not following us,
you should be
here on Twitch. Do so. Please. We always enjoy having you. And subscribe as well. Yeah, that'd be great.
Amazon Prime, it's free.
It's free. That's what Lit Mantis does. He said it earlier on Twitter. He said, hey, look, I do the Amazon Prime thing so I can drop crazy bits. Bitmania, as he called it.
Bitmania.
I'm a big fan of Bitmania. It's very good.
Bitmantis.
Yes, indeed. Can we talk about the Lucha House Party? No, Lit Mantis, we cannot. Unless you, if you want to drop some bits and type in a comment alongside your bits, then, the TTS will read it. But because I got that fixed as well, Silky.
Oh.
I was fixing everything today. I was kind of kicking ass today.
Fucked up?
No, that I did not fuck up. It's
that?
Because we're constantly innovating here on the program.
I crashed my car, but
start looking around at other people, and you're going to start seeing them mimicking our shit. Because that's the way it works. When you're a trailblazer like we are here at the Speez and the Benchmark Show, I say we because Silky comes along for the ride. But I'm driving this motherfucker, and we're driving it straight to glory, baby. And we're going to put a limit on this shit because Bobaruski dropping a fucking bit so they can put that shit in there. It's going to have to be minimum bits now, Bobaruski. You're going to have to start coming with like 100 bits or something like
Mama
that.
Speez said she's not staying because of the amazing race.
It's raining bits tonight, says Bill. And I love it.
It is raining bits.
Of course it is, Bill. Thank you very much. Hello, son, says Mama Speez. Not staying. The new amazing race just started. Bad timing on your part.
Well, that's Damn.
The Amazing Race.
Then we're a lot better than the Amazing Race.
I would say we're a lot better than. Absolutely, we're better than the
Yes,
Amazing Race. What are you talking
100%.
about, Mama Speez? I'm not going to hit the button. I'm not going to hit the button. I'm not going to.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm not,
That's a little
the dude said that.
disrespectful.
I didn't say it.
That's a little disrespectful. Hold.
It's
pump
not.
Your brake.
The
Pump your
dude
bra-
said it. I didn't
Pump
say
your
it.
brakes. That's your mom, man.
832-937-4559 is the number to get in tonight. So
I got your back, Mama Speed.
yeah, of course, Silky
What a
does.
Bad son.
Stop it. Just knock it off right
Terrible
now.
son.
Can we talk about Roman making SmackDown the A show? We were just going to talk about that, Lit Man. It's funny you should bring that up. So
Damn.
last night, Vince McMahon comes out with a huge announcement about the biggest acquisition in SmackDown Live history, and out comes Elias, which is pretty fucking dumb. Until, of course, out comes Roman Reigns and kicks the shit out of Elias, and it looks like Roman Reigns is, well, it doesn't look like it. He is. He's a part of SmackDown now. You're better, Silky, but I see Chris all the time. All right, then.
I am better.
Well, okay. So, thoughts on Roman Reigns on SmackDown Live? Is this pretty much a foregone conclusion once AJ went over to Raw?
It kind of was, because if you think about it, like I say, you're losing that star power of AJ, right? So someone has to feel, and Roman's really, outside of Seth, Roman's like the only one that can feel that star power that AJ left behind.
Okay. Sasha Reigns, you're back on. So you're Sasha Reigns again. You like Roman again. What's up with that? I can't keep up with everything that Sasha Reigns does.
Yeah.
Her love affair, on and off love affair with Roman Reigns. I don't know what that's all about. But whatever. So Roman Reigns is here. I don't want to say whatever, but I have trouble keeping up with it. If you talk to Corey Graves, it would have to be Mandy Rose. Yeah, definitely. So naturally, the conversation turned to how long before they put the belt on Roman Reigns, which I think is a
it's
little
gonna
bit
be a
unfair, and it's going to be a little while, to be honest, if we are being honest, because
I think
Come
it
on.
will be a little bit, because right now Kofi is the man, and unless you make Roman heel, I mean, that'd be a great way to make Roman heel, but unless you do that, it's a no-win situation for the WWE. So, right, far as now, I'd say Kofi would drop it first before he loses it to, then Reigns would pick it up off the person he drops it to.
fair enough. Yeah, it doesn't make sense for him to go after Kofi unless he's doing the heel turn thing, which is what Sasha Reigns thinks. I don't think they're turning Roman heel.
No, hell no.
I think Roman's the John Cena of this generation of wrestlers. He's not going heel. Have we already talked about how gutted the Raw women's roster is? No, not yet, Naked Grandma. We will get to that. Sasha sees Roman versus Lars soon. Okay, we'll see. And yeah, it was either going to be Roman or Brock Lesnar, Raven's Blood, and it still might be Brock Lesnar. He's decidedly absent from the Superstar Shakeup up to this point, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully I hope he sticks around. I know some people don't like Roman. Brock Lesnar being around, but I love Brock Lesnar being around. Roman isn't turning heel because if he does, his merch sales will go down and WWE wouldn't like it because Roman has big merch sales. Yeah, totally agree.
That's true.
Kevin Owens was fantastic with the New
Big
Day
O.
yesterday. And watching you guys and Dark Side of the Ring at the same time, says Brian. All right, I got
Have
to
you
check
seen
that
Dark
out.
Side of the Ring?
I have not seen it yet.
I watched the first one with Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth. It is really good.
I've heard it's fantastic.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be on the Montreal Screwjob.
Yes, on Vice, correct?
Yes, on Vice.
Yeah, so check that out as well.
Yeah, I
Not
got
right
it.
now, of course, because
Yeah.
you're watching us.
DVR it.
We're far more avid. Brock is absent from everything, says Bob Ruski. Okay. He'll be back, though. Just wait for it.
Yeah.
You know he's coming back.
Now, I read online about the Kevin Owens thing,
Yes.
and I think this could be a recipe for him to turn heel again.
See, that's what I was waiting for. For those of you who watch us to catch up on the action that you missed, last night on SmackDown Live, Kevin Owens, at the very beginning, comes out, loved by the Montreal crowd, as
KO
expected. The KO show. And he has Kofi and Xavier Woods on with him and mentions the fact that Big E is injured. And Xavier and Kofi make him an honorary member of the New Day for the night. And he ends up being Big O. He was going to be Big K, but decided Big O sounded better. Mm-hmm. So he was Big O for the night. He had to eat a plate of pancakes in a certain amount of time in order to earn his honorary spot. Backstage he did this. Obviously, he didn't do it right there out in the ring. But we get the main event where the New Day, featuring Kevin Owens, have a triple threat match, which, of course, they win. And I'm waiting and waiting and waiting to see when is Kevin Owens going to powerbomb the shit out of Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods and say, Kofi, I'm coming for the title. And it just doesn't happen. So is this beyond a one-night thing? Is he going to start
no.
palling around with the New Day going forward, or was this just a...
I mean, I wouldn't say he'd probably do it for months, but I'm sure it's going to be a few shows, a few weeks, because you got to get the crowd invested that, okay, because inherently when it's Kevin Owens, you've got to think that, okay, he's going to turn. So you've got to run it long enough to where the fans are like, you know what? I guess he is. This is kind of cool. And then right when he turns, they're like, oh, son of a bitch, he got me.
Yeah, and people are already saying you can't trust Kevin Owens. And I totally agree.
Because, I mean, he did kind of the same thing in PWG.
And weren't we just saying the other day, I know I was talking about it the other day, that we want back the Kevin Owens that was the badass, that was the straight up from NXT guy kicking the shit out of people. And now he's eating pancakes and palling around with the New Day. Not exactly the Kevin Owens that we were all hoping for, but hey.
I think it's a build to something bigger. I mean,
Hopefully.
I have to believe that Kevin's going to turn on Kofi, and that's going to be Kofi's first big challenge as champ. Because, he's already sowed the seeds of discontent about, the fact that basically his stuff with Daniel Bryan was pushed over due to Kofi Mania.
Yeah.
I mean, so he's doing it in jest, but I think that, they say there's a little bit of truth behind everything someone says, even when it's a lie. There's a little bit of truth behind it.
Baruski mentions his exact same thing in PWG as well. I love KO. I don't trust Sammy, says Sasha Reigns. We'll see. Festival of Friendship Part 2. That was so good. The Festival of Friendship.
I really just didn't like the Festival of Friendship.
I was so
I mean,
funny.
I like the result of him turning on Jericho, but
the whole lead up to it was just. Now, it wasn't
that
a huge...
was obnoxious though. That was the same obnoxious Owens. I mean, it's the only difference is he's doing the same shit, but from a face perspective right now. If you think about it,
but I'm just talking about that one episode where they did the Festival of Friendship, not the whole angle with him and Chris Jericho.
That one episode though doesn't mean shit if you didn't have the months and months and months of build of him and Jericho being best friends and
totally
shit
agree.
like
But that episode was hilarious. Like, with we're not even wearing pants here. This is art. You don't need pants. I mean, Chris Jericho's awesome. So, so Kevin Owens, we'll see what happens with him. Hopefully, he goes the heel, the way of the heel. But we shall see. The other big news is the SmackDown Live women's roster is fucking stacked.
Yeah.
You've got basically you had Ember Moon come over.
Yep.
You had Bayley come over.
Mm-hmm.
You had Alexa Bliss come over now? Or is she still doing the Moment of Bliss thing?
She's doing the Moment of Bliss thing now. But the Sky Pirates?
The Sky Pirates made their debut. Asuka and Kairi Sane, who I love Kairi Sane. She's just, she's too fucking short.
It's Asuka, not...
Yeah, it's not Sky Pirates because Io Shirai's still down in NXT. Nikki Cross, assuming that she is still with SmackDown Live. Hopefully they do something with her. But seeing Ember and Bayley and Asuka and Kairi Sane coming up, so Kairi Sane's going to be a part of it now too. Get the table coming strong. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. 500 bits, no less. We appreciate that. Get the tables. Those guys will be back on Friday night for their Impact watch along, so make sure to check those guys out. Give them a follow. Thank you, Juanito, for the host there. But yeah, I mean, who's left on Raw? Because you still got
Sasha.
Sasha's still on Raw, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Theory.
You've got Becky Lynch, who's still over there. And you got
Becky's kind of on both now.
You got Nia and Tamina.
Yeah.
I mean,
Naomi.
That's right, because Naomi moved to Raw. But Alicia Fox? Maybe? I mean, it just seems really thin over there. They SmackDown Live women's roster is looking great.
Dana, bad bitch alert.
That's right. Maybe there you go, Babaruski. Good for you. We got to get a Dana Brooks sounder. How do we not have a Dana Brooks sounder yet?
I don't know.
I blame you.
Oh, Lacey and Natty. Yeah.
That's true.
So, I mean, it's not as bad as I think people think. It's just...
I think just with everybody in the ring at one time last night, and you're seeing all that talent there, you're like, holy shit, there's a lot of really great talent over here on the SmackDown Live side of things. And Charlotte's still a member of SmackDown Live.
And Carmella.
So, yeah, it's pretty stacked over there. Welcome to all of you guys. S1 Faka, Skinny Seahorse. I think it's the first time I've seen you here. Do us a favor and give us a follow if you're so inclined. And welcome. Appreciate you being with us. And all you guys, like Dr. Huge likes to say, hit all the buttons retweet, send out the word, spread the good word. Word of mouth is what's going to get this show out, folks.
Oh, yeah, Liv. So I guess they kind of broke up the Riot Squad because Liv moved to SmackDown.
Exactly.
But the other two were still
They
on
definitely
Raw.
broke up the Riot Squad.
Yeah, and they broke up Rubles, which we called.
Yeah.
But they broke up Rubles.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's still, I guess the positive from it on the Raw side is that it looks like some of the women who haven't really gotten much time
We'll get more.
are going to get more time because they're the only ones left. Because Ronda's gone for the time being.
Yeah.
And, I mean, obviously, Becky Lynch is your champ. But beyond that, there's a lot of room for people to get some more time over there. Most of the Raw women's roster have been losing a lot of matches. That's one reason why SmackDown Live's roster looks better. That's true, Raven's Blood. That's just kind of what we were talking about. Give them a shot. Do something with Ruby Riott. Do something with Sarah Logan. Do something with Dana Brooke.
Do something with Dana Brooke. Starting
Exactly.
a fucking petition.
And another guy who was noticeably absent was Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
And the word is because...
That fat bastard, you call him Sloppy Joe.
It's great that the Sounders work again. I love it. I heard that Samoa Joe was either having travel issues or he was sick or something like that he was supposed to show up on Monday Night Raw. Again, this is sources, somebody. And that may be the reason why EC3 showed up on Monday Night Raw. Because Samoa Joe was supposed to be there, and he wasn't. So out comes EC3. We shall see. But it would seem as though because...
He's going to have to be on Monday Night Raw.
That's what I was going to say.
That or do a co-brand where someone from Raw comes over to SmackDown and takes the U.S. title from him.
I was going to say, because otherwise you got the Intercontinental title, you got the U.S. title, both over on SmackDown Live. Be nice to have a secondary title over there on Raw. We got Finn on SmackDown, says Sasha Reigns. Yes, indeed. Do something with Sonya Deville. Thank you, Jody Mania,
Yes.
for sure.
Thank you.
Would love to see that as well. It's looking good. I don't know if you guys saw Ember Moon's back and forth with Becky Lynch on Twitter tonight. I retweeted one of Ember Moon's because Becky Lynch's Twitter game is strong. I'll give her that. But Ember came back came right back at her, and it was fucking hilarious. She was ripping on Becky Lynch. It was pretty good.
What did she say?
Well, you have to see it because she's talking about how Becky's basically just a big internet troll.
Yeah.
And so she's like, here's Becky training when she's, Becky training during her off time. And it's the picture from South Park of that big fat guy sitting at his computer just clicking and drooling all over himself. It was pretty good.
That's a good one.
Too bad she's not as great on the mic as she is on Twitter, says Naked Grandma. Couldn't agree with you more. But, you take what you can get. All right. Anything else we need to talk about from the Superstar Shakeup? I mean, again, my thing of it is bring back the fucking draft. Make it easier to follow.
Yeah.
Do a draft. You get your own storylines. I guess send a shout out to Dr. Huge, by the way, who had me on the show yesterday to talk about this, and we kind of talked about it there. You have some guy who doesn't get drafted high enough. He gets pissed off, and that's his motivation to go and kick ass. I mean, the stuff writes itself.
Yeah, definitely does.
But for some reason, we got away from the draft. I don't know why. And, AJ on Raw. It's going to be nice.
That was the hope of the last draft they did. That was kind of what led to the big match with Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns was the fact that, Ambrose, I think, was pissed that Rollins got picked over him.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jody Mania. I thought the draft was fun to watch. Yeah, and Cesaro threw a fit about where he was drafted, and I'm thinking, sweet, this is going to be motivation for Cesaro to go out there and kick ass, and it didn't play out that way. But unfortunately, that's the way it goes. I don't know if you saw this last night, Silky. I don't know how much of SmackDown Live you got to watch, but did you see the reaction to Bayley when she came out last night?
No, I did not, but I heard about it.
People actually booed Bayley. And I didn't think I would see the day unless she just flat out, seriously turned heel. Where people booed Bayley. They either just didn't give a shit and had no kind of reaction to what she was doing, or there were some people that were flat out booing Bayley. And I can only assume, I haven't looked at the stories online. I know there was an article floating around there about, here's why Bayley got booed, which, clickbait, I didn't click on it or whatever. I don't know if you guys have heard anything different, but I can only assume that this has something to do with the fact that she and Sasha were allegedly very loud and obnoxious in voicing their displeasure about dropping the women's tag titles. course, Sasha's not around anymore. Bob Ruski says Montreal boos her all the time.
Generally, Montreal is like WWE's version of Bizarro World, because it's like motherfuckers that are just super over as babies get the most heel heat there, and vice versa.
Montreal definitely a huge Mark crowd. Does the Montreal crowd really count? They boo the wrong people. Okay, well maybe that's what it is, Raven's Blood. Maybe it is just the Bizarro World thing. But yeah, I was kind of curious to see what the hell was going on with that, because they love them some Kevin Owens. That's why I don't like Canada's crowd, says Brooke. Yeah, they're kind of a mess. But, well, hopefully it's...
Here's the thing, but like with all these, I want to know, one, how are they going to handle like the Viking experience being on Raw and still currently the NXT Tag Team Champs?
Well, obviously something's going to have to change there.
Yeah, they're going to have to drop the titles to somebody.
Or not stick around on Raw.
Well, no, I mean, it's on the WWE.com that they were part of Superstar Shakeup. They've been sent to Raw. So, I mean, far as WWE is concerned, they're on Raw now. They're Raw wrestlers technically holding the NXT Tag Team Championships. And
we talked about the Viking Experience name and how great that was. Yeah, Naked Grandma's got it right on point. And I noticed this last night, when Stephanie and Shane came out. Was it last night? Stephanie and Shane. Stephanie and Shane were out on Monday night. It was Kevin Owens mentioning Vince McMahon in the KO show in the opening segment. And Montreal booed like crazy when they mentioned Vince McMahon. And all those fucking marks were up on their feet cheering and singing along to his song when he came fucking waltzing out doing the Vince walk out to the ring. So just stop it, Montreal. I don't want to hear it. I want Velveteen Dream up, says Sasha Reigns. Did you happen to catch NXT before you came over here tonight?
No, I didn't.
Velveteen Dream and Buddy Murphy had their match tonight. Which
Buddy Murphy's on SmackDown.
Oh, yeah, it's another one. I'll tell you what. I tweeted this out earlier. Buddy Murphy's really grown on me. That guy is fucking impressive.
Yeah, he really is.
He is very, very good.
He's the one of the few, and love Cedric Alexander to death. Very talented guy. Love his matches, but I think he's going to he's not going to do well on Raw. I think Buddy Murphy can do well on SmackDown. He's not going to be WWE champion, but, U.S. champ, or I guess now Intercontinental champion, I definitely see that in his future.
No reason why not.
Now, Cedric, on the other hand, not so much.
No, can't see it. Can't see it at all. Yeah, I totally agree with you there. And it was funny to me because, they announced the competitors at the beginning of the match, and they announced the weights. And they had Buddy Murphy at exactly 205 pounds, and Dream was 217. And I was like, one of those motherfuckers is lying.
Yeah.
Because there's no fucking way that Dream is 12 pounds heavier. And I get it that Dream's taller.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that.
But there's no fucking way. I mean, you look at those two guys, and he ain't that much taller than Buddy Murphy. I thought it was funny. I don't know that there's any fucking way that Buddy Murphy is 205 pounds. Or Dream ain't 217, one of the two. We shall see.
We're going to check this out right now.
I think they'll treat him as an Apollo. Oh, you think, I would assume you're talking about Cedric. Yeah, probably so. But anyway, I was talking about Buddy Murphy and Velveteen Dream. This is the second match in a row. And if you saw Silky and I talk about the last TakeOver event, both of us came away thinking that Dream looked to be a notch lower than Matt Riddle. We both felt like Matt Riddle came out of that match looking spectacular.
Okay, I found the thing.
Okay, tell me what you got.
Buddy Murphy's 5'11".
Okay.
Dream is 6'2".
Okay, so are those 3 inches worth 12 pounds?
I mean, you got to think that... I'm not disputing the fact that one of them, if not both of them, are working their weights.
Yeah.
But, because you got to announce... I mean, he's... fucking the former cruiserweight champ.
No, I know, and you gotta
announce him at 205.
Exactly right.
And Dream, you gotta kind of bump his weight up.
I think
just
so
because he's a heavyweight.
Yeah. No, I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if Buddy Murphy miraculously jumps up to about 220 pounds when he gets to SmackDown Live if he's done with 205 Live, because that guy is ripped. But anyway, we were talking about Dream and Riddle and how Riddle just really looked fantastic, and Dream was kind of
No, Dream looked like shit. Like, let's call a spade a spade.
I felt
Dream looked like he was nowhere near Matt Riddle's level.
I felt the same way tonight. I'm watching Buddy Murphy, and I'm going, this guy is a fucking... Like, if I knew nothing about Buddy Murphy and Velveteen Dream, I would have come away from tonight's match going, how the fuck does that other guy, Velveteen Dream, have the belt? And this Buddy Murphy guy doesn't. To me, he just looked like he wasn't on the level
Let me
of
guess,
Buddy Murphy.
He got another lucky victory?
He got another victory. I mean, it was another one of those matches. It's the NXT recipe, and I know a lot of fans dig it. You guys know by now I'm the crotchety old guy that doesn't necessarily dig this kind of thing. It's hit and miss with me, but, Murphy hit him with fucking everything. And Dream kicked out of everything. And late in the match, Murphy missed a big spot, and Dream hit him with the Dream Valley Driver, the Purple Rainmaker, and that was it. Oh. So, yeah, I mean, he eked out another victory. I mean, I would say the offense was 80-20 in Buddy Murphy's favor, and Dream just didn't look like he was on the level, man.
Well, I mean, at least here, with what you described, he actually hit him with like a definitive win. Like, so you can take a little bit that makes it a little more palatable, where with Matt Riddle, it was literally sometimes in life it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah.
That was how it played out. He rolled him up, surprised him, or he countered his bro mission and pinned him and got a surprise win. So it wasn't even a definitive win. It was like a lucky victory. So, I mean, I'll give him that at least. They didn't do another one where he goes for the Murphy's Law into like a fucking schoolboy or sunset flip type pin or whatever.
Yeah, check it out and see what you think, because and if any of you guys watched it or want to watch it between now and then, let me know, because again, yeah, I said it on Twitter. This is the second match in a row where I've come out thinking that the guy that faced Velveteen Dream came out looking a lot better than Dream did.
And you can't make the argument that technically he's main roster because, one, he just got on the main roster. Number two, 205 Live is not a main roster,
no,
really.
It's not.
So, I mean, there's no reason for that.
Apricot Droop Fruit is back.
Droop Fruit?
Welcome back, sir. Glad to have you with us, or ma'am, whichever it is, again. And again, those of you not following us, not subscribed to us, make it happen. We appreciate that. Yeah, kicking out of everything is kind of NXT's thing now.
Well, I mean, it's not.
It's not just an NXT thing, but they do it quite a bit. And I'm with you, Ravens Blood. Cedric Alexander, he is great in the ring, but the Apollo Crews comparison is a great one.
Yeah, that really is.
That he's very talented in the ring, but
nothing to get behind.
Nothing at all.
Like
nothing at all.
Now, with the kicking out of everything, if done right, it can be great.
I agree.
Because if you look at it, what's arguably one of the best WrestleMania matches people say?
Oh, it's the Undertaker Michaels. And that's kind of where all this started.
Yeah. And that's all it was.
Yeah.
It was just him kicking out of Tombstone's Last Rides, 3 Sweet Chin Musics. I mean, but the way they did it, what happened, I mean, they paced. One, you're doing it over on an NXT match, you've probably got about 10 to 12, maybe 15 minutes, if that. So, of course, you've got to cram a lot of stuff in. So, yeah, when you're hitting all those finishes, it looks like a lot, right? But Michaels and Taker had like 30-something fucking minutes, almost 40 minutes. So, spread out over 40 minutes, it's believable. Like
exactly.
Tombstone and the Sweet Chin Musics.
Yes. And good for you guys checking your points. We will be back tomorrow night with some Wrestle Trivia. I will be back tomorrow night, so you're going to be working. We'll be back for some Wrestle Trivia tomorrow night. And I forgot to point out that Jody Mania likes Matt Riddle's legs.
Yes.
And that's not usually how she rolls. So if she likes Matt Riddle's legs, then they're pretty damn good. See, you mentioned Wrestle Trivia, and bam, all of a sudden everybody goes apeshit, want to know how many points they got so they can get in on the goods. We can give away some Kofi Mania stuff tomorrow.
Kofi Mania.
Got the Kofi Mania pop figure and the Kofi Mania coffee mug. Got some cool stuff. So, check it out. You guys will dig it. All right. We've put it off long enough. Let's get to it. That's what everybody's here for. You know what it is. Everybody wants to be here for this week's Benchmark Power Rankings. Here we go. Benchmark Power Rankings for the week of April 14th, 2019. The top 5 wrestlers of the week according to our very own benchmark Silky Baines. Now again, do you want to give it to him one more time? You want to give him the disclaimer one more time?
Yes, this list is strictly based off the Superstar Shakeup and how I feel this projects their careers in the right direction.
Okay.
So some of them did do some major things. Some of them maybe not so much. But the fact that they're on here is because of the Superstar Shakeup and one that's kind of not. But we'll see. We'll see.
Enough of the tease. Let's get to it,
let's go.
Silky Baines. Kicking in things off with number 5 this week.
Number 5, Kevin Owens. Big O.
I love him.
Oh,
Not as big a fan as Big O, but
Big O was fucking great.
it was hilarious. It was funny
money.
for the night. Yes.
Yes. So, and I think I like it more because of the fact that I feel, and I could be wrong, but I feel like
Some respect on it.
Oh,
wrong one. There we go. This is going to lead to Kevin's initially turning heel on Kofi, setting up Kofi's first big feud for the title. But just for that, I'm willing to put up with the silly antics he's doing and stuff like that. So, but it was a great segment. He's hilarious. I mean, he can do comedy. He can do mean. He can do tough. I mean,
that's
he
why
can
I love
do it all.
He can do it. That's why I love it.
And he's athletic. I mean, love Kevin Owens. This
all
is
over my fucking
list.
Look at this. Look at this. Look
Look
at
at
how
this.
much in
This
my
is-
area you are.
this is
My
my
son
fucking
even
list.
came in and stood right by the camera and said, "Look, Silky, you're over on his side." And Silky goes, "Yeah, I just like to mess with him."
Yeah, this is my fucking list.
Son of a
Don't
bitch.
do shit. This is my list. Let me be. I need space.
Brooke says he's going to turn heel, and I agree. I
Yeah.
totally agree. All right, Kevin Owens checks in at number 5. On to number 4.
Number 4, Finn Balor.
You just made Brooke very happy.
Yes, I mean, him going to SmackDown, I think, is such a good move for him because he got stagnant on Raw. He really did. I mean, they started giving him a little bit of push at the end, but I mean, let's call a spade a spade. He was stagnant as fuck on Raw.
Well, that's because he was on Raw all the time. I think they said last year he had, if not the most, I think the second most appearances on Monday Night Raw last year in 2018. I mean, he was on Raw all the time. And when you're on Raw all the time, you're going to interact with everybody.
Yeah.
So you're right. He was kind of been there and done that with everybody on Raw.
So, I mean, that's why he's on the list. I mean, fucking great showing, and the fact that I think he's going to thrive in SmackDown.
Anybody in particular you're looking forward to Finn Balor mixing it up with on the SmackDown Live?
Really, I mean, he could wrestle a fucking broom, and I'd be interested.
Think so? I noticed you're a big Finn Balor fan. He ends up on the power rankings a lot.
Yes, he does. Because, I mean, he's great. And part of it is my bias because I also watched this shit as Prince Devitt
I was
in
gonna
New
say, yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
And the dude's fucking amazing. And I don't know why WWE doesn't just go watch that and say, this is how we're going to use Finn Balor. Boom.
See, Raven's Blood agrees. Heel turn for Finn Balor could help. His New Japan heel work was great. So she agrees with you. That's why we love Raven's Blood.
He is the founder of the Bullet Club.
He's okay. The Bullet Club. I didn't think you were going to say the founder of the two. Get that shit out of my face. If you're going to already be cramping my style over here on this side, we're not going to have that. What's up, Bounty Hunter? Things are going well until that shit started. We're going through the benchmark power rankings. KO number 5, Finn Balor at number 4. Let's move on to number 3.
I hate the name, but the Viking fucking experience.
So fucking,
It's a goddamn abortion and a disgrace.
so bad.
It's so bad.
It's terrible.
I think I hate their individual names worse than I can kind of deal because at least I can wrap my head around why they're called the Viking experience, right?
Well, because they don't want to say the word war.
Yeah. No,
After all the shit that WWE's done, they
not
don't want to
even
say
that.
war.
Just look at them. They look like they could be Vikings, right?
Okay, yeah.
So, like, their whole deal is Vikings. I get that. So, that's why, I mean, I don't like the name, but at least I can wrap my head around why the name. But, like,
It's the Viking experience. Somebody said it sounds like a fucking Disney ride, and they're
It really
exactly
does.
right. It
It
totally
really
does.
does.
Mean Viking pricks. That's what you ought to call them.
yeah.
Something like that.
I don't know why the Vikings just wasn't. Maybe because of the football team.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
But they look like badasses, as well they should have.
Yes.
Because
And
they're great.
beat the Raw Tag Team Champions on their first night. I mean, something that your boys couldn't do.
Well, yeah. That's... Just stop it. We're not...
And back to the... We think the name is because they don't want to be associated with anything war. War is bad.
I'm just going to call them Mean Viking pricks because I like that name a lot better. All right. The Viking experience, nay the War Raiders, nay War Machine.
War Machine.
Check in at number 3. Number 2.
Number 2, AJ Styles. The champ that ran the camp, the face that ran the place, is now on Raw. And I think
he's another two-sweeter, so I'm a big AJ Styles fan. Stop it. And Sasha, you get Sasha Reigns going, and she's talking about, do the two-sweets. No, we're not doing the fucking two-sweet here.
Two-sweet.
Stop it again with that shit. You already poked my eye out earlier this year. Now you're... Anyway.
Yeah, but
On you go.
I think that him on Raw he wasn't as stagnant as Finn Balor, obviously, right? But, I mean, he was. I mean, again, it was one of those things where you saw him basically wrestle everybody. I can't think of really one person you had not seen AJ Styles wrestle on SmackDown. So now this gives them new crop of people to work with. I'm just waiting for him and Seth Rollins.
That's what everybody said. They said, hey, if this gets...
Or actually, one thing I'm waiting for more than him and Seth Rollins is him and Drew McIntyre.
That could be good as well. Speeds, when Finn Balor becomes a WWE champ, will you do the two-sweet? No, Sasha Reigns, because he's not going to become the WWE champ, so stop it.
Eventually.
And we're not going to do it anyway. If I'm going to do the two-sweet, somebody's going to curl my cold, dead hands into the two-sweet thing and bump Silky,
what?
and then it'll be weird because I'll be dead because I'm not going to be caught doing that shit while I'm alive. AJ Styles checks in at number 2. Number 1 this week on the Benchmark Power Rankings.
The big dog, Roman Reigns. I mean, again, the star power that AJ left on SmackDown. I think, again, a change of scenery is going to be great for him. I mean, he's one of those guys, you really could put him anywhere, and he's going to thrive. But I just like the idea of him getting to work new. Again, just like AJ on SmackDown, Roman has pretty much worked everybody. And so there's nothing really new for him to do that he hasn't already done on Raw.
That's true. I mean, let me ask you this. Did the way that they set up Roman Reigns coming out and being the last guy announced on the Superstar Shakeup, did it just kind of fuel that, that group of anti-Roman fans? Did it add fuel to that fire to where we could see people start turning on him again? Because people are basically saying, oh, here we go again. Roman's going to be the guy. They're going to push him to the moon like they always do. Do you feel like they kind of... Because WWE, for all that they've done recently, and we talked about this on Dr. Huge's show, this year in particular, you had Becky and Seth win the Rumble, which is what everybody wanted. You had Becky win the title at Mania. You had Seth win the title at Mania. You had Kofi win the title at Mania. You had Finn Balor win the title back at Mania. I mean, they've been listening to the fans a lot.
Yeah.
They are not listening to the fans when it comes to, we want somebody pushed besides Roman Reigns, because it's going to be a healthy dose of Roman Reigns on SmackDown Live, whether you like it or not.
I mean, and he's earned his spot there. I mean, there's a reason they keep calling him up, or not calling him up, but they keep going to him because he's money. People are going to watch his matches. You watch, even if you're watching him just to boo him, guess what? You're fucking watching him.
That's what a lot of people don't get.
I mean, they're selling shitloads of those fucking vests for like $50 a pop.
They're like, are they 50? I thought they were 75.
I think they were when we went last time to Raw. It was like $50.
Was it 50? Okay, well, yeah.
But
and they're making some money.
They're making money, and that's just on the vest. Not talking about the $30 for T-shirts, which they're selling so much more.
And the little
of.
glove thingies,
The glove thing,
all that kind of stuff.
Everything about Roman is marketable. He kind of is that new age that JBL used to say about Randy Orton. It's like if you built a now modern day wrestler,
prototype wrestler,
yeah, it would be Roman Reigns.
He's
you can't if you argue that, you don't know shit about wrestling.
Hey, he's a total package for sure. All right, there you have it, folks. The Benchmark Power Rankings for the week of April 14th, 2019. Top 5 wrestlers of the week. Let's recap it, Silky. Start with number 5.
Number 5, Big O. 4, Finn Balor. 3, War Machine.
Mean Viking Pricks.
2, AJ Styles. And 1, Roman Reigns.
There you have it, folks. The Benchmark Power Rankings.
Now,
for the
admit
week
that
of
was
April
not a bad
14th,
list.
2000. No, it wasn't a bad list.
See?
It was not a bad list.
See, you were hating on my list. And
I wasn't hating on the list. I was just talking about the fact that you were hedging your bets before you even released the list, as if to say, in case y'all think this sucks, don't think it sucks too much because this is what I was doing. Brooke likes it, but she wants to know why it's Finn at number 4. I wouldn't put him. I wouldn't even put him in the fucking top 5. I'm right there with you, Brooke. What the fuck's he doing in there at all? Hopefully, he can bring up other talent to his main event status.
Drew, Finn, AJ, Seth, and Roman. About Sasha's.
Sasha's got to have Seth somewhere in the top 2 every week because that's what she does.
Yeah,
and that's good for you for standing by your people. I stand by the Revival because they're badass, and anybody who says otherwise is full of shit.
No.
Why you got to ruin it?
Say yeah. No.
Say yeah. Don't fucking touch it. God damn it.
No.
Anyway, stick with your people, Sasha Reigns. I'm all for it. But there's no fucking way that Seth is number 2 this week. But, that's okay.
This week, no. I mean, it was more about AJ. That match was to get AJ over. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the 6-man. So you couldn't put Seth on the list this week.
Sasha
or
Reigns,
Drew, for that matter.
Well, Sasha Reigns is pretty much going to be some combination of
those 5.
At least 4 of the 5 that you see there, Drew, Finn, Seth, and Roman. I don't know if AJ's a regular or not. Sasha Reigns, you'll have to let us know. But, yeah, he's pretty much there quite a bit. All right, we've got Money in the Bank coming up. Sasha Reigns is already calling that Roman's going to win Money in the Bank. I don't know about all that. But we talked a little bit about Money in the Bank and who we want to see at Money in the Bank. We're getting to the point to where we're going to start seeing Money in the Bank qualifying matches. Don't the Revival have a rematch for the tag team title? Yeah, they already had the rematch. And they lost the rematch, of course. Of course they did.
Lost.
Because it's
the Revival.
Not because it's the
they've
Revival.
given you no reason to think that they could actually win that match.
What are you talking about? They're the best goddamn tag team on the planet. That's anything that you... What else could you need? Hey, that's the way they get booked sometimes. I can't help that.
Yeah.
Because Vince McMahon...
You are a fucking jabroni piece of garbage.
When it comes to booking the tag teams, at least. I'm not going to rip Vince for being Vince, except when it comes to his booking of tag teams. Particularly the top guys. And people are with me. I know it's cute and funny to get me worked up about the Revival, but they'll be back. They'll be fine. As long as you don't break them up.
No. I was looking for that.
I know you were probably
really the only
waiting for that.
The only really teams that got broke up is they broke up Sanity, they broke up Ruble, and they broke up Sanity, Rubles, and Riot Squad.
Riot Squad. Yeah, Riot Squad. Thank you, Brooke, for loving the sound effects. Speaking of breaking up Sanity, I believe it's Alexander Wolf that mentioned that his time with WWE is done. His Sanity mates sent their well wishes to him because apparently he just didn't. I don't remember the specifics of his his release announcement or his request for his release and what he said, but along the lines of Sanity's over clearly, and it's time for me to seek my pleasures elsewhere. So that's good.
Yeah,
good for him. But we're starting to see, the names are starting to pile up a little bit now. But we still haven't seen that big name guy. We've seen guys like that walks away from WWE because he's not getting what he wanted.
Dean Ambrose?
Well, I was just about to say, with the exception of Dean Ambrose, because I'm still not 100% sure that that's not bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, the jury's still out on that.
Yeah, exactly. But you had Luke Harper earlier this week. I believe it was on Monday, and we touched on it on Monday a little bit. You got Alexander Wolf now. You got guys like Ty Dillinger. These are not front-line, top-tier guys. Of course, we had it even last year. Austin Aries bailed, and Neville went on his way, and so on and so forth. Is this, as some people are trying to sell it, the AEW effect? Where guys know that there's another company out there that can actually pay them decent money, because if you listen to what the AEW guys say, they're paying people decent money. Mm-hmm. Is this a trend that's going to continue? What do you think?
No, I mean, these are guys that didn't get fucking used. And most likely, if they didn't request a release, generally after Mania, they do their annual clean house.
House cleaning, yep.
Yeah. So they would have got fucking released anyway. So I don't see it as an AEW effect. I see it as they probably got out as one of those, I'm going to quit before I get fired. Everyone's been there. Yeah. Don't act brand new. Everyone's quit a job because they thought they were going to get fired.
Exactly. So, okay, so you don't think that there's any particular big names lining up to
No, because I mean,
Get the hell out of Dodge.
all the big names, they're big names because they're being used. In,
Well,
what I mean?
but I mean, there are guys that I say big names, but bigger names. Guys that folks keep saying, "Oh, why don't they push this guy? Why don't they push this guy?" Maybe somebody like an Andrade or a Rusev.
How the fuck do you not? How is Andrade not getting pushed?
I'm just telling you what I read on the interwebs sometimes. I don't know what the fuck these kids are talking about.
Yeah,
because
I mean, that's just a bad example because I mean, since he's been up, he took the WWE champ, which was AJ Styles at the time, to the limit. He's beaten Rey Mysterio multiple times. He just beat the Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor on his debut on Raw. You cannot say, and wasn't he one of the final four in the Royal Rumble?
He's doing quite well.
Yeah, you can't say that he's like not doing well.
If they don't come up immediately, win titles, some people get worked up about it.
Yeah.
But let's take a guy like Rusev. Rusev, I feel like, could very easily be a top tier guy. He got as far as a title shot against AJ Styles, which he lost.
Yeah.
But it was still a great run. And Rusev is Shinsuke Nakamura is another guy that comes to mind.
Here's the thing. Wrestling goes in cycles, right?
There's only so many guys that you could push
Yeah.
at any given time.
Exactly. And so now, whereas Rusev may not have really truly had his time yet, or if ever, I don't know. But Nakamura definitely had his time as a top push guy. And so...
See, there are people that will argue that he didn't.
The thing is that you can't really... you can't be hot forever, right?
You wouldn't think so. See, Bill even says it. Shins hasn't been showcased in an impressive manner. I think Knox is at the point where he just doesn't care anymore, and nothing will change that since Naked Ram. Maybe so. Maybe he's at an age where he just says, fuck it, I'm going to make the money.
That could be true.
And that's what it's all about for me. Okay, the reason I bring this up is because, and a couple people have mentioned it here in the chat, Sasha Banks. How much of what we're hearing about Sasha Banks are you buying as somebody who's been there, who's been backstage, who knows how the boys talk backstage and how people get pissed off and how egos clash and everything like that? You've dealt with it from a locker room standpoint. You've dealt with it from a booking standpoint.
Yeah.
Based on what you know goes on behind the scenes, how much should we read into what we're seeing with Sasha Banks as her legitimately being upset and possibly being on her way out of the company?
I mean, if she is leaving or wants to leave because of that, she needs to just get out the fucking business. I mean, 100%.
Here comes the money, money, money.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, Jeffrey Cross, for the 40 bits. Yeah. Appreciate that, sir. Keep those bits coming, everybody. We're always grateful for that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I mean, she doesn't have the best PR. Like, she probably needs a PR person. Because remember a while back, they were talking about the thing of, like, she was making the comments, like, if a fan wants her autograph, they can come to a signing. Like, she doesn't do that. She thinks fans are a bother.
Right.
So...
She hasn't done herself a lot of favors.
Yeah, but if she's actually one of those people who thinks the title fucking matters, then she needs to get out the business, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be the talk of a lot of wrestling nowadays, and I think the reason I bring it up is because I think somebody like Sasha, just because she does have a large following, and she is, whether she wants to believe it or not, one of the best pushed females on the roster. I mean, how many fucking title reigns has Sasha had? Now, granted, she hasn't had a title defense. Yeah, I think she's 0 for in her title defenses, but she's been multi-time. At least 3 or 4 times.
4 times
as the Raw champion.
Yeah,
and she was the first ever tag champ. So NXT champ, main eventing, main roster, main events.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck? It's not like Sasha Banks is not being presented as a major superstar on that roster. So I'm kind of with you. If she's really bitching, and again, I don't know, folks, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that she is, because this is just what people are talking about. So who knows? Who knows whether or not she's really upset? Yeah. I will say this. If she is pissy about it, I don't know what the fuck Sasha Banks wants.
Yeah.
I mean, what does she want? Does she want to be Charlotte Flair? Because there's only one Charlotte Flair.
And it ain't her.
And that's it. I mean, shit. Look at what Becky went through. Becky's been treated way fucking worse than Sasha Banks has been over the years. In fact, name me another superstar outside of Charlotte who's been treated better than Sasha Banks over the last few years. There's not a single female on that roster, I would argue, that has been treated better than Sasha Banks over the last, say, 3-4 years.
Well, Ronda, that's a good point.
Ronda this year? Okay.
Yeah.
You could say Ronda. Alexa, no way.
Well, at one point, I could see you make the argument for Alexa.
But it's like you said, it comes in waves, though. It comes in waves.
Yeah, but up until she got hurt, she was a factor. She was a continuous factor. She was the first woman to win the Raw and the SmackDown. She was the SmackDown Women's Champ.
That's
then
true.
She went over, won the Raw Women's Champ. She's won, I think, multiple times. Well, she's like a 5 or 6 time champion.
To me, Alexa has the hardware, but she doesn't have, like, for instance, correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
I've never seen Alexa Bliss headline an NXT event or a main roster.
No, she
event.
doesn't. I mean, she doesn't have the credentials that like Charlotte. But then again, I mean, if we're going off being used and featured in a good spot, but I mean, she at one point she was. I mean, she was beating everybody. Nia, she beat.
No, I get
Bayley.
it. Again,
She beat,
but we're talking about a short period of time. I'm talking about over the last several years. When you look at what she did in NXT with her various feuds in NXT, particularly the one with Bayley, which was fucking outstanding, and then her feuds on the main roster with Charlotte and so on. And,
that's a good one, Jeffrey Cross, Natalya.
Yeah, he says she's been treated way worse than Sasha.
But wasn't that your point?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's, to me, okay, maybe you can make the argument for Alexa. I don't agree with it, but okay, maybe that's a legitimate choice. Alexa and not really anybody else, with the exception of Ronda Rousey. And if Sasha Banks wants to be treated like Ronda Rousey, she's out of her fucking mind.
Yeah.
Because there's no fucking way that anybody on that roster should be treated like Ronda Rousey, because nobody on that roster has drawn nearly what Ronda Rousey has drawn.
True.
It's not even close.
Facts.
So Nikki Bella has been treated better than... No, come on. Sasha Reigns, she is not.
Been treated better than Sasha? That's what she's saying.
Yeah, I don't think Nikki Bella's been treated better than Sasha.
You don't?
Nikki Bella's been treated better than Sasha Banks over the last several years. Nikki Bella's not even around anymore.
Well, not anymore, but if you're talking about past... I'm
talking about
several years. And if you're talking about going back several years, I mean... There was the point.
Since
Nikki Bella,
Sasha, let's take it from Sasha's feud with Bayley in NXT, where they were headlining NXT events and they were the hottest thing in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Till now, there's no fucking way Nikki Bella has been treated better than Sasha Banks.
She did main
it's not even
event
close.
the first ever women's pay-per-view.
Okay, when she hadn't been on television in forever, as one thing. My point is this.
I mean, you're not wrong about that.
All I'm saying is if these rumors are true, and I don't know if they are.
But if they are, fuck her with a rusty broomstick, and she needs to get out the
Good God, Silky Jesus, that's...
I mean, she just seems like one of those people, like, just everything I've read about her just seems like she just needs to get out the business.
She seems to be unhappy a lot of time. Zane, what's up with you, sir? Ted, good to have you with us. England is here. I saw you in the comments as well. All you guys, we appreciate you guys being with us. Sasha Reigns doesn't even like Sasha now. So are you not going to be Sasha Reigns anymore? So Sasha Reigns.
No, she's Carmella Reigns.
Sasha McIntyre. Okay. Carmella Reigns. And she's not been treated better than Sasha. Stop it. Did she say she was Carmella Reigns?
Yeah, there's back in earlier.
Jesus. I can't keep up with all this. You got to stop changing it. Anything else we need to get to before we say goodnight? So we're getting to be about that time.
No, I think that's fairly caught up on everything.
For sure. Most definitely.
Everything's a disappointment.
Everything's a disappointment. Sasha Reigns is now Mella McIntyre.
That actually sounds not bad.
Mella McIntyre sounds pretty good. I like
Yeah.
that. But I think she's gone back to Reigns, England.
Yes.
I got
Now
trouble
she's
keeping
Mella
up with
Reigns.
these kind of things. So the hell with Sasha. The Riot Squad is broken up. Juanito. Yeah, I know. Juanito's very unhappy. Juanito is a big Ruby Riot fan. He loves him some Ruby Riot.
I like me some Ruby Riot too.
I like Ruby Riot.
that goth thing. It's the gothic thing, I think.
Well, she finally got a little bit of a tan. That was helpful.
That was helpful.
I mean, not to say she was an unattractive woman before, but, you know,
Yeah.
it's always helpful. That's why I maintain a solid tan all the time.
Yeah.
Because it
pasty white.
it's very
tan.
helpful. We are back. I'm back tomorrow night. If you want to see more of my pasty whiteness, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central Time. That's 10 o'clock for those of you on the East Coast for a little Wrestle Trivia tomorrow night.
I'm back Monday.
Silky is back on Monday. Again, we pimped this Sunday show, and
Yeah.
we didn't plan this out very well because last Sunday we had a DZW show, so we couldn't do it. And this Sunday is Easter.
Yeah.
So probably not going to do an Easter show because people are going to be spending time with their families. I'm going to be out of town. Silky's going to be spending time with his family, so we'll be back on Monday night for sure. Liv has the blue tongue, so she had to go to the blue brand, says Bill. Well, it's simple when you put it like that.
JT.
Juanita would drink Ruby Riot's bathwater. Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's a good one.
People talk about that phrase and how disgusting that phrase is, but
yeah.
I've always heard it, and I always thought it was funny.
Yeah, it's always a funny phrase. And because, it's the grossness of it, but that's basically saying he doesn't care that she is so hot he would drink her bath water.
I get it. I mean, Embrace the
I-
pastiness, Jody, man. I'm with you.
Embrace the pastiness.
It's just the way it is.
I'm just saying, I've got a year-round tan. Hasn't really done much for me, so I don't know why your people want to get darker.
Your people?
My people are trying to get lighter. I'm just saying.
I'm going to be murdering chocolate bunnies, says England. I don't know if that's racist or not.
Murdering chocolate bunny? Yeah, that's a little bit.
Is it?
Oh.
Well, it depends on, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that. It's a good time for us to sign off here, folks. So I'll be back tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central Time for Wrestle Trivia. Silky will be back on Monday. I hope you guys enjoy your Easter. If you can't join us tomorrow for Wrestle Trivia, have a safe weekend, safe travels.
This Friday, I'll actually be making my return to the ring for the first time in
Holy
a few
shit.
months.
Can I tell them what you said on Sunday when we had some difficulties? And shout out to heavyweight champ Luther Black from DZW. His daughter fell and smacked her face on the concrete, and they were afraid she might have a broken jaw or broken cheekbone or something like that. So Luther, who was supposed to defend his title this past Sunday, found out a couple hours beforehand that he couldn't make it.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes. So as we're kicking around ideas for how to make things work, one of the ideas was to bring Silky Baines, the benchmark, back into action. And, because that just seemed like the right thing to do. Yeah. But Silky's storyline was such that this other guy had put him out to pasture, taken over the benchmark name, son of a bitch.
I know. But it worked so well.
But it worked in the storyline. So as we were talking about Silky coming back, I told Silky, I said, so you got to get out there, man. He goes, no way. I ain't going out like a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, Silky, you already went out like you're done. Why not come back for one more thing? He goes, yeah, but I went out like a G. I ain't about to go out like a bitch.
I did say that. But, yeah.
I went out like a G. I ain't about to go out like a bitch.
Real talk.
That's some good stuff right there. Anything else to get out there for the folks before we say goodnight?
No, that's it.
All right, gang. We'll see you tomorrow night for some wrestling trivia. Otherwise, we're back on Monday night immediately following Monday Night Raw. Have a safe Easter, everybody. Enjoy it. And we'll see you next time right here on the Speez and the Benchmark Show. Good night, everybody.